Alright, here we go. I am back again for another one of my weird fuck-ass videos. I don't know, from all the nice comments I've been getting. And now I got 40 subscribers. But I also got a whole shitload of thumbs down and a lot of personal messages telling me what kind of a fucking piece of shit I am. Wow. Damn. Well, maybe I am. Maybe I am some sort of fucking troll that goes online. And maybe I just stole 2 or 3 minutes of your life and you can never get it back. So that's why I get thumbs down. I consider thumbs down as a badge of honor. Huh? Anyway, we were talking about the MFO, and we will go back to the MFO very, very shortly. It's not that I'm trying to make up shit. It's just the way it is because I keep getting sidetracked because I'm an old man. I go in this direction, that direction, and I just... Anyway, there was a comment about my basic training and my first impression of the Army National Guard when I got into it. This video is actually, we're going to talk about a guy, Private First Class Richard Iron Man Paine. It's not like that Sergeant Paine from that fucking weirdo movie. This is completely spelled differently. Well, when I ran into this guy in January of 1982, he's about 28, 29, maybe 30 years old. Kind of a big black guy. He had a heavy gut, but he was still young, and he looked like he could still move. He's just kind of a big dude. He was a private first class. He had a CIB, a set of jump wings, and on this patch, on the right side, he had a Special Forces patch. He was a Vietnam veteran who did 2 tours in Vietnam. So I'm kind of like, you're only a PFC? What the hell happened with that? Stolen valor or not, I don't know what to tell you. That will be for you to decide. But here is the story about Richard Iron Man Paine. Now, the reason why he was called Iron Man is because this guy allegedly still had shrapnel stuck inside his body from his tour, from both of his tours in Vietnam. So the story he told me is when I finally got to ask him how come he's still a PFC. Well, the story goes that he joined the Army in 1968, joined Special Forces, went to jump school, went to Bragg, did his training, showed up in Vietnam in late 1968. Now, Special Forces guys, I think he said he was some sort of on a team as a communication guy. He cross-trained with communications and as a, damn, what the hell was he? Let's see, he was a communications, and I think he was a light weapons specialist or something like that. Anyway, he said he was an E5 when he got into country, and he did all his Special Forces stuff in the Special Forces camp somewhere in Vietnam. And during his first tour, he got promoted to Staff Sergeant. He claims that he was awarded 2 Purple Hearts during that time from a number of ambushes he did. And he said he had a Silver Star and a Bronze Star. Okay? That's what he claims. Then during his second tour, he came back to the United States, went to Fort Bragg, and then he turned around and went back in 1970 with the Special Forces. And he did his tour, reported back to Fort Bragg sometime in 70 or 71, 72. And he said he got out of the Army because he didn't want to do it no more. But he still wanted to play soldier, but he still wanted to do, have a regular life. He had a wife, he had 2 young kids, so he wanted a job that was paying better than what he was doing. So he says he joined the National Guard, California, the unit that I'm in, or was in. And apparently in that time period, back then, you automatically lose 1 rank before joining a reserve or guard unit. That was back then. It's not like that now. You can usually go in with your rank intact. But back then, they would take a rank away. So he showed up in the unit as an E5 in 1975. Now, in the old guard, if you go AWOL 3 or 4 drills in a row, you automatically get demoted. Well, Richard Iron Man Paine got demoted because he kept missing all his fucking drills. So during that time period before I met him, he went from corporal to private first class because he kept missing a lot of drills. So they demoted him down the ranks. So by the time I met him, he was a PFC. He was a guy that was showing me around and all that other stuff. I went to the field with him several times. So within the next 2 years, he missed a lot of drills. So he became Private E2. Then, right around 1984, he announced that he is finishing up with the Guard and he's getting out. His contract is up. He can no longer do the PT test because he got heavy. And he says, you know what, fuck y'all, I'm out. So again, that's a little thing about Richard Iron Man Paine. Now, did he have a Silver Star, a Bronze Star, and 2 Purple Hearts like he claimed? We don't know. But back then, stolen valor was a very, very real thing. And nobody cared. So if you look at the famous 201 file, which I did in one of my previous videos called Stolen Valor, what to look for, is that you can type in anything on that, take that typewriter and you can type in anything on that 201 file. So you can put all sorts of neat shit, stack it up. Wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if your DD-214 matched, as long as your 201 file matched. So that's where the discrepancies came from. So for Richard Iron Man Paine, I don't know. He could be not. But I heard some years ago that he died from a massive heart attack sometime in the 90s. So, you know, that's basically what happened to him. And I would love to have seen his DD-214. But a lot of our Vietnam veterans that was there claimed a lot of stuff. We had guys that claimed a lot of stuff. Bronze Stars, Purple Hearts, Silver Stars, all sorts of scare badges. So a lot of these guys would claim a lot of that stuff. But again, back then it didn't matter. Because no one cared about stolen valor and no one gave a shit. Not like it is today. So, Richard Iron Man Paine, rest in peace. And this is basically the video. And I know it's just kind of a throwaway video to throw it out there just to put it on YouTube to get whatever subscriptions, whatever. And personally, I really don't give a shit. It's basically, it's a video log of remembering. I'm an old man now and I'm having problems with short-term memory loss. But my long-term memory loss is still pretty much sharp. So that's why I make a video of it. So I can look back on it maybe 100 years from now or whatever. But anyway, this is the end of this video about Richard Iron Man Paine, the Private First Class Special Forces soldier from Vietnam. Huh?